that they have to steal, not realizing that they're going to be out of position
For sure,
the rest
that's
of the hand.
one of the biggest mistakes in tournament poker, small blind, big blind for sure, where you can have a big edge if you know how to play it.
Well, sometimes a player will make a move on you just because you're a top player and they think you're stealing. Look at what happened to the Devilfish here. And people love making plays on the fish, don't they?
They love it. I love it too.
This is still, he's having his old look.
I mean, is part of stealing blinds about table image and reputation? It seems like a guy like the Devilfish can't get away with trying to steal anymore.
That's true.
But that's a lot of good players. Every good player
stealing. It's about playing
It's part
good.
of the game. You have to.
Do you have to set up an image in order to steal blinds later?
Like, for people like him, it won't work. Everybody knows he's going to steal. But if I play very tight at the start of the tournament, it's easier to steal later on.
Well, here's the devil from the button.
Raise to 12,000.
This is the kind of play, that's not a bad play to make when the blinds are big.
Definitely,
from
it's
the
a nice
button.
play. And he's got a nice hand here. He can make a move here.
Make it 30.
He raised to 30,000.
Looks like he didn't re-raise it didn't re-raise enough though. The devil make it 16,000?
12.
12.
Pass.
Spending that much time squeezing these
I mean,
two cards.
he's pretty lucky if the devil folds here because it's not a very big raise.
Yeah, it's not a very big raise. But devil's got to fold. His hand is so bad.
Yeah, but he has position and he's got his ego, so he's going to call.
You're not careful,
It
you're
can't
going to be walking
possibly
out the
fold
door
this.
singing Show Me the Way to Amarillo.
Because,
no value
because he
to
has
call.
deuce three
We
or...
all know it.
Just the hand is so bad, there's just no value.
Tyler was going to call.
Very unlikely.
How'd you know that, Tony?
I just know how he thinks. There's no value for him.
It's not
right
many
now.
chips.
The kid hasn't got many chips left, and
And I mean, from the young kid's position, he shouldn't be intimidated by the fish, even though it is a huge player like the Devilfish. Ace-6 in the small blind, a raise on the button. He's got to make
I
a
still
move.
would just put it all
he
in.
didn't have enough. I think he had 65 or something. That's easy. Just go all in.
So
Yeah,
at
'cause-
least 4 times what the original bet is, if not all in.
Because if it's 18,000 more now, and there's 12, 12, 24, and some antes in the middle, and the big blind, Devilfish would call any other cards than 2 deuce 3. If he had a 10 jack,
Yeah,
he's
you
calling
want,
that.
you want to have a chance. Devilfish will fold deuces, threes, or maybe even ace-9. He might fold now because he don't want to gamble. He'll think he's beat. So
So
I mean,
here we saw again a re-raise that was too weak. In the end, it worked out because Devilfish had deuce 3, but on the other hand, Devilfish is calling 18 more.
So a couple things to remember about stealing blinds. Number 1, be aware of who the big blind is. Number 2, if you're going to defend a raise, make it big enough, the re-raise, so that you give the guy a chance to fold. And number 3, be very careful of stealing from the small blind to the big blind.
Yeah, it's very simple. If you're going to re-raise someone and it's almost for all your chips, if you don't want him to call, just move all in. If you have a real strong hand, you re-raise him in, that's where you can re-raise a little bit. But if you don't want him in, just push. Because you don't want him to push again and put you in a decision.
So if you don't want to get called, just go all in. Coming next, when if you have a whole lot of chips and you get called, we'll talk about seeing a steal through.
My advice in the first couple rounds of a tournament, play cautiously. Sit back, watch your opponents at the table. Get a clock on their style of play. Don't gamble recklessly in the beginning of a tournament because your earn, what you're going to win by stealing those blinds, is just not that much in proportion to the danger you could be in if you lost your chip stack.
Welcome back. We're here with Noah Buchan and Tony G. Now, we've been talking about big blinds and steals, and you know that if you're going to be defending your blind against a steal, you'll be raising big. But what happens if you tried to steal and just get called? What happens on the flop? Now you got a big pot, a flop's come down. What are your thoughts? Do you have to keep betting?
It depends how much you have left of your stack. Like if the pot is bigger than your stack, you're probably committed with any 2 cards. Otherwise, if you still have enough chips to play, put your opponent on a hand and decide from there on, while you see the flop, what's your best option.
I mean, sometimes you just get caught out, don't you, Tony?
yeah, it's just bad luck. But it's never so bad to bet. Continuation. It's all about continuation. This game. You've made the play. You've got to continue with it. You've got to have at least one stab at it, and a good stab.
Yeah, but it really depends on what you have left. If probably in those kind of situations, you're both almost all in already. If it goes raise, re-raise, there's a pot.
This hand, it's been folded around to Richard Kelly on the button, who finds Achilles Kalakis in the big blind. And he's just called with Jack 3. And I mean, here again, it's like when you don't raise on the button, are you just giving someone a free chance?
You are giving a free chance. It's a really bad play.
You have
limp
to have
in.
a real good reason to limp on the button.
Like what?
And with this hand, there's no reason. You just want to raise. Like you have a real big hand, like aces maybe, and you want to trap someone because you know how the others play. But Jack 3 suited, there's no reason to ever limp that on a button. Don't try this at home.
12,000.
The big blind checked here, and now he's going to try and steal it.
Yeah, which is good,
That's a good play. I like that play.
but it shouldn't have been the play. The play was raise pre-flop, take down the pot. Now
Still
you
the
give your
same
opponent a
result.
chance.
The only chance you don't give anyone a flop.
Do you think he was scared of that there was a big stack in the big blind? Do you look at stealing differently when there's a big stack in the big blind?
He
Different.
did, but we don't.
You just do it.
Yeah, because he has more to lose. If you both have a big stack, he's more scared of your stack if you're not scared of his.
But the play is different. I mean, depending on the play, if he's always going to call you, I mean, there's different reasons you're going to raise. If you know he's going to call you for sure, then you have to raise. How much you raise? Do you go all in? You make a really big bet, and it's
Or
all about
sometimes
how
not
you.
raise. You don't have to raise every button.
Yeah, you don't. Especially early on. There's no reason. You can limp too against the big stack. I mean, you can.
Do as he says, but not as he does. Tony G getting represented from the ace. If you raise before the flop and it comes an ace, do you feel like you're obligated to bet?
Yeah, that's a great chance for you to take the pot. You're happy to see the ace. So you want to see an ace to have a chance to take the pot.
8,000.
Well, here's our friend Diamond Dan from the button again, and he's been very stubborn here.
know I'm a good caster.
No, the best.
You know that.
And Tony, you'll just call. If the raise is not too big, you just call with any
Of
two.
course I will. Of course I will. Especially against this opponent, I feel I've got an edge on him.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
happy to keep playing with him.
You've actually flopped him here.
And I feel very good now about my
Yeah,
hand.
because he doesn't put him on a 4 or lose. That's a really bad card for Tony.
What are you thinking now?
I think he might have the ace, but
It's a tough call.
I'm thinking why I didn't bet on the flop. I wanted to find out where I am.
Do you like the way Dan has played this?
Yeah, it's a good play. I made a mistake. I made a mistake by not betting the flop. And now it's very hard for me to call.
Seems like you have to fold.
Seems like you have to, but I have to think, well, what hand does he have right now?
Because he
I could
knows,
raise
Tony
this.
knows his opponent's going to bet the ace no matter what he has.
I've got options open to me.
Would there be any reason for you to raise here?
Yeah, if I think he doesn't have the ace, it's a great reason to raise.
And he'll find out the information where he's at.
You're looking very hard at him.
Like it's just not worth the shot, you know, for Tony. Because even if the guy has a pair or something,
Guess my instincts were like the hand was good, but the board was pretty ugly, and I just
the
gave
thing,
the pot up to him this time, and he bluffed me out.
yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people who don't know when to slow play. Should you slow play about half the times you have very big hands, more or less?
It depends if the board is scary. If the board is not scary at all, you can give him a free card to catch up and maybe